Could a blockbuster trade be on the way for the Baltimore Ravens? Well, I definitely think so, but it's not the one that you're probably thinking of. Team Keep It Clean, we about to get into it. Before we do, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn them notifications on. Leave a like on the video so you can stay up to date with everything going down with our favorite football team. Adolphe Away, he tweeted from his X account for the first time in almost 3 years, and it sent Ravens flock crazy. It sent them in a frenzy. They were going wild when they seen it because what he tweeted was the peace sign. He tweeted deuces. So it had a lot of us Ravens fans thinking, oh, well, look like the Ravens getting ready to trade Adolphe Away. Get it? Get a little wordplay. Trade Adolphe Away. That's his last name and the word away. Anyway, a lot of Ravens fans were thinking that, and that could still be a real possibility. But what really changed my thinking on this whole thing was what a lot of Ravens fans were saying, because so many Ravens fans were thinking, oh, well, Adolphe Away, he getting ready to get traded. He's probably going to get traded to the Cowboys so we can get Micah Parsons. And wow, I would love that, because that would be a significant upgrade at edge rusher, because Micah Parsons, he one of them guys, man. As we know, you can line him up everywhere. And Adolphe Away is not a bad player at all, so don't think it's any disrespect to him, because it's not. But Adolphe Away is not on the level of a Micah Parsons, at least not yet. But that would be a wonderful trade for the Baltimore Ravens. It would be an upgrade. But then I thought about it. I was like, wait a minute. No, that wouldn't make sense. Well, unless the Ravens traded them Adolphe Away and a bunch of draft picks too. But I was thinking, why would a team trade away an edge rusher for an edge rusher? That doesn't make sense, and teams don't normally do stuff like that. If you're trading player for player, it's normally a player of a different position. Normally, now stuff has happened before, but it's normally a player of a different position. That's why it really got me to thinking. So I looked at Adolphe Away's tweet again, and then I thought about it. I said, wait a minute. There was a disgruntled wide receiver who played for the Miami Dolphins, who was very upset, especially throughout this entire season, but especially on the last game of the season. And he was basically saying, look, I love Miami, but thank you for everything, but I want out. I'm not used to this losing. I'm not used to just being sorry like this. Get me out of here. And I'm paraphrasing, of course, but that player was Tyreek Hill. What is Tyreek Hill's signature? Deuces. So this got me thinking, like, it's not Adolphe Away that's going to be getting traded. And this is just me, but this got me thinking, could the Baltimore Ravens not necessarily be trading Adolphe Away, but be bringing in a Tyreek Hill? And look, with Adolphe Away, because, again, he has not tweeted. This is the first time he tweeted in like almost 3 years. And I know some people, oh, you're looking too deep into it. Oh, it ain't that serious. No, it is. Because these football players do this annually. We've been through this conversation so many times when it comes to NFL players. They use social media, so there ain't got to be no middleman. They'll tweet these cryptic messages and whatnot. So, yeah, I'm sure it has to do with football. And then on top of that, somebody could be like, oh, these football players, they have their normal lives. Everything that they talk about isn't football. And I get that, and I respect it. And I've said that myself plenty of times too. But in this particular case, when you look at Adolphe Away's Twitter account, look at every tweet that you see. Everything that he tweets is about football. So you can miss me with all that. Oh, it's probably about something else. No. I don't even want to hear none of that. So this does seem like the Baltimore Ravens could be getting the cheetah. We'll see. So now we reach my favorite part of these videos, where we get to feature your questions. If you'd like to take part in it, you can send an email to teamkeepitclean@gmail.com, or for the Team Keep It Clean patrons, you can send your question in a DM directly on Patreon. And if you would like to become one, you can go to patreon.com/Ingravenvids. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to all the Team Keep It Clean channel members. I love y'all. Thank y'all for supporting the channel. Without further ado, let's get into these questions. First one came from my guy Camren. He said, the Ravens have some big decisions to make with the tight ends, the draft, and a whole bunch of things. But for our first pick, I have to go with Jordan Phillips. He's a big guy, dominates the run game just like Michael Pierce, sheds O-line, and just is a dominant player that I think the Ravens would love to have on their defense at nose guard. So Could he be a first-round pick, an interior defensive lineman, somebody who can shed blocks? And you said he's similar to Michael Pierce. I mean, well, if he's similar to Michael Pierce, we already got a Michael Pierce. Well, unless he decides to hang it up, or unless the Ravens decide to move in a different direction. Now, I have been extremely busy recently, but I promise when things slow down a bit, and things like never really slow down in life, but when things slow down a bit in about 2 weeks, we are going to really start looking at a lot more of these draft prospects more. Right now, we just do not have the time for it. And y'all deserve that, because I appreciate y'all bringing up these different prospects and whatnot. But I need to make sure I get more information on them so I can provide better quality of an answer when it comes to questions like these for y'all, because y'all deserve it. So give me a little bit, because again, things are crazy busy right now. So y'all just bear with me. I appreciate y'all being patient. I appreciate y'all a lot. So just hang in there with me just a little bit. Now, if he's like a Jalen Carter type of guy, okay. If he's disruptive like that, because that would make everybody's job a lot easier, because Ravens, somewhere where they lack is the defensive line, is at pass rush, is the consistency of their pass rush. Because it's crazy, because Ravens, they're very weird, man. They'll get a bunch of sacks and stuff, but their pass rush will be up and down. It's the weirdest thing. It's like, that's why I feel like numbers don't always tell the whole story when it comes to football, really when it comes to a lot of stuff, but specifically with football. But if he is somebody that is really a disrupt, like a crazy disruptor, not somebody, every now and then he disruptive. No, somebody who is a crazy disruptive force, then I wouldn't be mad at it. But if he's like, he got a nice play, and then you don't hear from him for a long time, then first round pick, I'll say, I don't know about that one. Next question came from my guy James, who's a Team Keep It Clean patron, which I appreciate. Thank you, my friend. He said, I'm back again with a safety prospect. Now, I know a lot of fans are intrigued by my stalks from Georgia, but what about Nick Emenwari? He's a 6'3 safety who can play center field and in the box. Mocks do have him going late in the first round. It would be like having two Kyle Hamiltons back there. Man, I remember when there was this talk about Cooper DeJean. Now that boy's a Super Bowl champion. But anyway, and I wouldn't have minded the Ravens if they would have got him, because again, that flexibility and him just being able to do so many different things. Now I have seen stuff on him, because I believe he's the one that people say is just like Kyle Hamilton. You can move him around. I've seen a lot of people say he's more so a box safety, but you could still do a lot of stuff with him. But they said he's even faster than Kyle Hamilton, and that would be glitchy. Like, think about this. We already got one Kyle Hamilton on the field, and he's amazing. He is a consistent difference maker. He is an eraser. He just does so many things at an elite level. He is like that and getting ready to get paid real soon, whether it's this offseason or the next. Kyle Hamilton is getting ready to make some serious money. I mean, he already making serious money compared to the rest of us, but it's about to go to a whole nother level. But thinking about multiplying that by 2 and they both be on the same team, that would be insane. That would really, really be insane. Now, my only hold up with that, well, I guess, you know what? If you did that, then he would just have to play a lot of slot corner, because Marlon Humphrey, but I know they're going to want to have Marlon Humphrey on the inside too, because he's excelled there. Marlon Humphrey outside, inside corner, but you're really going to want to have him on the inside a lot, probably more than he is on the outside. Because what I was initially going to say was, if you bring in somebody else who is like a Kyle Hamilton, then you're going to want to have him playing that sort of Kyle Hamilton role every now and then. So Marlon Humphrey will be on the outside and Nate Wiggins will be on the outside, but then you would have him as an inside corner. Not every single play, because you're going to have other corners as well. You still got TJ Tampa. You got Jalen Armour-Davis for now. And they'll obviously add some more in the secondary too. But it could work. It could work. And again, it's a copycat league. You see them Eagles. You see they got playmakers everywhere on every level of the defense, and you got real good playmakers, and you see them playmakers made plays. Our defense in the regular season has been great. In the postseason, they've been good. Not great, but they've been good. But to reach that greatness, they need more playmakers. They got to force turnovers. They got to do better. Now, the defense is not the reason that the Baltimore Ravens have been losing in the playoffs, so I don't want people to think that. But They could help out a little more. So adding another playmaker, it couldn't hurt. Next question came from my guy, JDub. He said, in your opinion, who do you think will be our best kicker that's best suited for the Ravens if the allegations of Justin Tucker are in favor of the woman that turned him in, whether it's in free agency or in the NFL draft? I think with the Baltimore Ravens, I think their best bet, in my opinion, will probably be to whether it's a draft or an undrafted rookie free agent. Reason I say that is because if you go to a free agent, so they played in the NFL, why are they a free agent? And especially a free agent kicker. Not to say that they couldn't come in and do well, but why are they out there in free agency right now? When a kicker's in free agency, usually it ain't for good reasons. It's because, hey, they may have once been kicking great, and then they end up falling off. Teams cut them. They move on. They'll move on quicker than ever nowadays, too. So I would say in the Ravens, they have done a good job over the years when it's come to developing kickers and bringing kickers in. You see, obviously, Matt Stover was a baller. For a little bit, Billy Cundiff, he was a baller too, and then he fell off, and then they got Justin Tucker. Justin Tucker, he did his thing, and now we'll see what happens with him. But so I would say for them to either go the route of the draft or undrafted rookie free agent. Next question came from my guy Griffins. He said, "Hey, Ingraven, I think life is really starting to kick at me. It really is getting tough. I got rejected by my dream college, and it is the last few weeks of high school. I have just been repeatedly rejected by jobs, girls, and even people I thought I was tight with. Everything does come and go, and I am emotional when I say this, but Lamar and the Ravens are really what cheered me up. After a long week, I could just watch us either win or lose, but watching this team feels like a stress reliever and a break from everything going on." I feel you on that, and I hate that. That's an unfortunate part of life, going through stuff like that, because it sucks, man. It sucks. It hurts, especially to not only be rejected, but to that feeling of rejection, that feeling of just feeling like things are just not going your way, whether it's relationships, whether it's jobs, schooling, like you mentioned. But I know right now, right now it won't seem like it at all. But I promise you, just keep going. And it'll be crazy. Like, you think about a couple of months from now, you think about even 6 months, a year from now, and that might seem like a super long time in the future, but it's really not. But you think about, like, just keep going, because you're going to look back at it. And I'm sure you done heard this before, and you may not have wanted to hear. You may not believe it. You may be like, oh, people just saying that. No, it's true. When you look back at this, you're going to look back at this and be like, man, I got through it. I really did. I got through it. It didn't look like I was going to get through it, but I did. You know what's crazy? I'll share a personal experience, and I've shared this before on here, but I remember there was a time where I was already out of high school, but I had 4 cents in my bank account. 4 cents. And I had a flat tire at the same time. And I honestly do not even remember how we got out of that. I do not remember. Don't remember at all. But we did. I remember another time too when I was homeless, living out of my car. I had an Integra, and I was living out of the car. And I remember I would keep this fruit punch in there, this Tampico. If y'all know about Tampico, I would keep that in there. And I remember one time, like, I was looking forward to getting a drink, a Tampico. So I went, popped the trunk open, because the trunk had all my clothes and it had the juice in there. So I went, popped the trunk open, bunch of ants crawling in there, because I guess the juice had spilled, it had burst or something. So it was a bunch of ants in there. I was like, oh, great, this is great. But so my point with saying all that is that those tough times and the struggle, it's not forever. When you're in it, it can definitely seem like it, because we all got different things that we battle with, that we struggle with, and different time periods in our lives when stuff is just like, it's like, oh my goodness, this is just so rough. But it won't last forever. I guarantee you that. So you gotta keep pushing. And when you keep pushing, yeah, you might get rejected sometimes now, but so when you get that feeling of being accepted, oh man, it's gonna be the best thing in the world. So keep being good to people. Be good to people. And I know, because when you get rejected, and just that feeling can make you feel like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna just be a grimy dude. I'm gonna just be a messed up person. Don't do that though. Don't do it. It ain't worth it, man. So you got it, man. He said, thank you, Ingraven, for everything that you do, and that you have a platform where people like me feel more than comfortable sharing this kind of stuff with you. Respectfully. No, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, Griffins, for sure, man. I appreciate you even being willing to share this with all of us. Because, again, we all family, man. And we all family, so we all know that we each go through different things like this. And, again, it's unfortunate. It's frustrating. It's just, it's really annoying. But we go through it because we can get through it.